Hello and welcome to another video. This is Rory's Retro 81 and I'm just finishing off my top 10 on the Mega Drive. I'm trying things a little bit different in terms of the lighting because normally I shoot like relatively late at night, so I have to use the electric light because otherwise it's going to be a voice coming from the mists. But yeah, I'm a bit more happy with this. There's less there's less Stone Cold style like shining off my bald noggin going on. So we'll see how we get along anyway. So sorry, this has been a bit. I wanted to do this a bit earlier, but things just got in the way. So um, right, without further ado, number 5, the Almighty Altered Beast. I know this has its detractors, but this is like one of my all-time favorite games. Full stop. I've always really enjoyed this game. Something about it just like I find really interesting. You know, I'm a sucker for like mythology and like sort of dark fantasy, horror kind of stuff. So yeah, always really enjoyed this game. Still struggling to beat it in one go. I always have to use a continue on the last level, but yeah, fantastic game. Really enjoy it, and one of the few games like this that like at least up until the last level, it feels quite fair in that you can like memorize things and sort of develop strategies. And once you've got those strategies, and if you remember them, you know you can get through that level time and time again without too much hassle. So it's quite different from things like Golden Axe and Streets of Rage and other sort of Sega brawlers in that respect. I feel anyway. So number 5, the Mighty Altered Beast. Number 4, Empire of Steel. Madly nostalgic game for me. We actually bought this for my cousin at the time that we borrowed the Mega Drive as a thank you for the loan of the system, and it's a fantastic game. And I think it's the game probably that first got me into shooters, which is, it's just been a long and sometimes arduous path. But yeah, this is a fantastic shooter. Quite forgiving for a shooter. Horizontal scrolling. Some multi-directional sections on a forced scroll, which is quite interesting. Great bosses, choice of 2 ships. It's really varied, and I think, to be honest, I feel comfortable saying, given that it's Flying Edge, it's probably the best game Flying Edge did. I might be out of order saying that. I don't know Flying Edge's entire back catalogue, but certainly this is up there. This is a fantastic shooter with a brilliant soundtrack, great graphics, lots of variety, and if you own a Mega Drive and you like shooters, get it in. Really good. Number 3, and this is where we get into the some people could probably guess these were going to show up at some point, parts of the list. Streets of Rage 2. In my opinion, and it's just my opinion, and like buttholes, we've all got them, this is the best brawler of all time. I have played this through so many times, and it has so much enjoyability and depth and like atmosphere to it. It's just a fantastic brawler, and I don't think there's anything that even comes close. Even things from Capcom. I probably have slightly more nostalgia for Double Dragon and Golden Axe because I played them much earlier in my life, but they're nowhere near as balanced. They're nowhere near as fun, and you know, nowhere near as replayable. This is an absolutely fantastic game, and really one to get hold of if you getting starting a Mega Drive, or you've got a Mega Drive collection, you haven't got this yet. Absolutely fantastic, and the series never got better than this as far as I'm concerned. Just absolute corker, seminal brawling game, must have. Now, this is a bit funny because this is like this game I have on a compilation. I don't have like the standalone. So this is Super Hang On. Super Hang On is hands down my favourite sprite-based into the screen 3D racer. I know a lot of people like Outrun more, but I just never encountered Outrun as a child, where I encountered Super Hang On pretty much everywhere I went. Um, Balls hard, very challenging. I've never beaten it, but it's always fun to try. It's got an amazing soundtrack, brilliant graphics for the time. The graphics still look nice now, as far as pixel art is going, and I think that's a massive achievement. And the soundtrack also, as far as chiptune is going, there is still very little that can stand on a par with tracks like Outrider Crisis. It's just an amazing soundtrack, amazing graphics, brilliant but tough gameplay, and really enjoyable kind of physics. And I mean, it's in a way, I think it's a shame that it's so hard sometimes, because I feel like, especially for people who are more used to games that hold your hand, it's probably going to be completely impenetrable these days. But yeah, Super Hang On, just love it to bits. Always come back to it. One of the games that always goes on when my Mega Drive's on, without fail. So Super Hang On there, number 2. And number 1, nobody who's been following this channel will be surprised by this, because this is probably about the 4th or 5th time this has come up in lists for me. Ghouls and Ghosts. I've waffled on and on about Ghouls and Ghosts, but it is the game of all games for me. I play it all the time, loads of different versions of it. I've only just been able to pick up Super Ghouls and Ghosts via the PlayStation 2 Capcom collection, so I'm looking forward to getting to grips with that, but I just haven't had time recently. And I've played enough of it to see that like it does build on this as kind of a sequel, a semi-sequel, and that's quite interesting. So I'm looking forward to having a bit more of a go at that. But this is the one for me. Absolute corker of a game. I've waffled on and on about it, so I'm not going to say more on Ghouls and Ghosts other than obviously it's number 1 on my Mega Drive list. Alrighty, well that's slightly shorter than the last one. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care and peace out.